Apparently, Trump isn't done shaking up the establishment. Here we have another case of many people are angry at Trump cutting Section 8 and food stamps. I think people are realizing just how much of a privilege it is to be comfortable. In a world where things are constantly changing, the most inevitable thing in life is change. And I think here in 2025, we're hit with another harsh reality that change is inevitable. And Trump is not done shaking up the establishment. Let's listen to the people.
Who's talking about this is what you voted for when you voted for a Republican because you're mad because they're cutting food stamps. I want to let you all know that I am glad that they are cutting food stamps for people who are able-bodied adults without a dependent. If you are an able-bodied adult without any dependents, why is it that you are receiving food stamps in the first place? Why is it that you cannot get up and go to work like everybody else since you are an able-bodied adult without dependents? I'm glad that they're cutting food stamps. Now, I am not someone who thinks that nobody should ever get government assistance. You have fallen on hard times. I think it's fine if you need to get government assistance for a time. But I think there should be a limit to how much government assistance a person receives, especially if that person is an able-bodied adult. I've seen so many people abuse this system. If you are an able-bodied adult, the government is not the one who is.
People often use food stamps. I always say, like, it's a crutch, not a third leg. You know, the whole point of a crutch is to help you walk, not for you to depend on for the rest of your life. But, you know, when people find a loophole in a game, they tend to abuse it. And for the longest, food stamps is one of those commonly used tactics where people would just be out here popping kids, not going to work, and depending on the government assistance programs to help them get by in life at the expense of taxpayers. You know what I mean? There are people that pay taxes every single year to support those folks that are on food stamps. And I guess we reached the ceiling where enough is enough.
Is responsible for you. You are the one who is responsible for yourself. It is up to you to take care of yourself. Now, if you need food stamps or you need government assistance for a time, maybe you fell on hard times, maybe you got laid off through no fault of your own, and you need government assistance for a time, that's fine. But it's a problem when you try to live on government assistance and make it a lifestyle. I shouldn't have to pay for an able-bodied adult. You should be able to get up, go to work.
Breaking news, there has been clarity provided around the pause on governmental assistance to individual programs that are being supported by the American government. Today, the brand new press secretary, I do not have time to even look this woman's name up, came out and said that President Trump is not cutting benefits to things like food stamps, although that is absolutely contrary to what was written and shared previously. Now, I made a video saying that this man is saying that he's going to do this, and I'm so thankful that there has been large-scale public outcry from everyone out there against it. So now, thankfully, according to Ms. Press Secretary, that is not going to happen. This is one source that I used. Here's another source that I used, and this is another source that I use, which none of that matters, makes no difference, because no one cares about being right. All I care about is that the American people are not going to suffer, especially those who have the most to lose. That is what matters the most. It's a time we have.
And the people that have the most to lose, who are we talking about? Are we talking about the people on the programs themselves? No, we're talking about the taxpayers. We're talking about the people that work overtime and see a large portion of their checks get deducted. You know, all that is going in support of government assistance, public assistance. And when you have people on the bottom who are taking advantage of these programs and then not doing anything to take themselves out this situation, it's unfair to the people that are actually going out there and working in the world, in a very competitive world at that. Imagine you're taking care of someone that's creating a family and making that family bigger, and they're not working, and they're just living off of the sweat and the hard work of other Americans. And this is the pushback.
We have to raise our voices and fight back against the things that are going to hurt those who have the least among us.
I get food stamps. I get WIC. I get state medical insurance. My kids get free lunch. This thing that's happening, is it true? Like, am I gonna have food stamps next month? Are my kids going to be able to eat lunch after Monday? Am I going to get WIC next month? Can I fill my prescriptions next week? Does anyone know what's really going on and like how it's working? Because
What's really going on is you need to get your life together, man. I mean, first of all, you getting on social media looking like the definition of struggle. Like, let's clean it up. Let's get the hair right. You know what I mean? Let's get the clothes looking clean. Granted, you're a mother or whatnot, but you look like struggle. And the problem is, this is what's going on. People like this that do not know what's going on, living off of program assistance, and now they're hitting the panic button because now their privilege is being taken away from them. But nothing lasts forever. And this is the example here of someone without a plan. Because the whole point is to use this as a crutch to eventually get on your feet and buy yourself some time. The fact that you're sitting here pressing the panic button because public assistance might be in jeopardy, that's a problem. You were never supposed to be depending on this as a lifestyle in the first place.
I know it's supposed to go into effect at like 5 o'clock tonight.
That's tough, man.
But then a judge
And
put
she's
the
one of
school
millions.
lunch part off until Monday. But how am I supposed to buy food next month? How am I supposed to buy milk next month? What are my kids gonna eat at school and at home? And how am I supposed to pay
It's
for
not
my
the
medication?
internet's responsibility, man.
Any answers would be appreciated.
Oh my fucking God, y'all. They say that just signed a executive order to stop housing assistance. That means if you pay zero rent, you won't pay zero rent. You're going to be paying rent. President Trump just signed an executive order that we could no longer have free housing assistance. You can no longer have subsidized housing. You can no longer have Section 8. You can no longer get any assistance. What have y'all done? And oh, this is terrible. You can no longer get Section 8. You can no longer get housing assistance, and you can no longer get subsidized housing and zero rent. President Trump signed an executive order.
I don't understand why I'm getting so much hate for being on welfare.
I get 3.3K in food stamps, 900 in cash, and in Section 8 housing for a family of 8. I had 6 kids because of the welfare. Oh, man.
Like, why? That's what it is there for. Do they expect me to have 6 kids with 4 different fathers and not be on welfare? What am I supposed to do?
Woman, why do you make so much poor life decisions? 6 kids, 4 baby fathers? And if you're on welfare, why are you still having kids? Like, this is the problem that we're living in. Like the people, like I often say, privilege is invisible to the people that have it. To have the gallbladder to get on social media and say that out loud and be completely tone deaf to how bad you make yourself look. The government is not responsible for the decisions that you're making within your own life. So to cry out loud on social media because the government is making some changes and your life can't adapt to that, whose fault is it? Is it the government's? Is it the taxpayers that have to pay more money in order to support your choice making? This is the example I was talking about earlier in the video. 6 kids, 4 baby fathers. You would think being on food stamps would have slowed her down. No. Again, using it as a third leg and then crying about it out loud.
They expect me to pay for my own daycare. They expect me to pay for my
Daycare ain't
own
no
food,
joke, though.
my own diapers. They expect me to pay rent. I can't pay rent. I have 6 kids. I have to keep a roof over. I have to keep a roof over their head. No, I have been on
tough.
welfare since I was 19 years old, when I was pregnant with my first child, who is now 15. I've written it all down to give you guys a clear picture, okay? Okay, so I receive 3,300 in EBT food stamps a month. Okay, that is just food. $900 in cash benefits. I get it on my EBT card, and then I get like a pack of gum, and then I withdraw the cash from Walmart, Myers, whatever. I also get Section 8 housing, okay? So they pay for most of my rent. I pay like 70 some
Jeez.
dollars, and then half of water. Okay? With them requiring me to pay back the last 12 months, add all that up, my TikTok income should not be considered a job. That should just be extra. I can't get my whole welfare shut off because I am monetizing on TikTok.
Ma'am, you were on welfare when you had one kid, and you continuously chose to have 5 more. Like, wow. I'm just, again, you let them speak and you will see how tone deaf they are to their own decisions and basically trying to hold the government accountable for their poor choice making. It's bad.
There's
It's
no
bad
possible
out
way
here, man.
that I can support my family on that.
That part is tough.
So, Michigan, do better. You're not cutting my crap off. Not happening.
So now that that migrant food voucher program is gone in New York, what y'all finna do? We tried to tell y'all,
Do better.
didn't we? Nope, but y'all wanted Latinos for Trump. Yeah. Good job. So now what y'all finna do? I really hope y'all was stocked up. I hope y'all took all the weeks that y'all was getting, the $300 a week, and was stocking up. When they start interviewing y'all for the news, don't cry about it. Because we tried to tell y'all.
Guys, I'm so fucking pissed. They're gonna take away my food stamps. I get like $1,300 a month, and now I'm not gonna fucking have it anymore. What the hell am I gonna do? I can't.
Work. Go back to school. Pick up a skill. Pick up a trade. Start your own business. I mean, not act like there are no options, right? You know what I'm saying?
I can't even monetize off of my videos. I don't even have enough followers to get onto the TikTok shop to be able to sell my products. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know, just breathe.
Must be nice.
It's gonna be okay.
Must be nice being able to cry to the internet, man.
I need to be able to know that I'm gonna be able to feed my fucking addiction. Guys, how am I gonna be able to feed my addiction? Oh God.
This can't be serious. She gotta be trolling. She has to be trolling.
When I was a single mom, going to school full time, I had a full-time job, and I had a toddler. Here's my take on this whole losing your food stamps, losing your benefits. Some of it is extreme, yes, but I think there has to be some kind of change. We can't have people living off the system as a full-time job. That is, people have made a career out of living off of the government. It's meant to be a emergency part-time situation to get you
emergency
to the next phase of your life.
All right.
I definitely see where if you're on disability, you have you're not able to work. If you're an able-bodied adult who's able to work, you don't have children or dependents, we need to get you off of the government assistance and see maybe we need other programs because this isn't working. We can't keep this sustainable. And for those who are crying that they're losing their assistance, but yet I see them with a full fresh set nails, fresh set of lashes. I can't even afford lashes. Full set of makeup, a designer bag. You know, it's really hard to sympathize with those. But I do see where it's going to be very impactful for those who actually need
Reality
it now.
check.
And it's kind of getting cut off at the last minute, no warning. So my heart goes out to you guys. I hope, you know, the Trump administration can figure something out in the meantime. But yes, for those who are waterworks with their freshly done eyelashes and nails, I don't want to hear it. I'm done hearing it. I was there. I was a single mom struggling and couldn't pay the bills and couldn't afford food. And I used the system appropriately. And now I'm where I am today. So I wish
and we
everybody the
respect that.
best.
And that's what it's all about. It's using the program. There's no shame. Listen, man, there's no shame with being on Section 8 and food stamps and whatnot. Because nowadays you got people boldly just putting it out there that they're on these programs. But there's no shame with falling on hard times. It's life. It is absolutely okay for you to fall on hard times. Heck, we all fall on hard times. The problem is we depend on these programs as crutches forgetting the fact that it's costing other Americans money. It's causing the government money every single day to support a lazy lifestyle where these people are getting these assistance, but there's no urge to get back into the working world. What happened to the workplace? What happened to earning an actual salary, having a job, a 9 to 5? What happened to that? Instead, a lot of these people are just having babies and more babies and more babies, and then using their children as more of a selling pitch to be able to get those Section 8 homes. Like, would you deny a single mother of 4? Would you? Yes. That's what Trump is saying. You're denied.
Fingers crossed for this country.
Figure it out.
Baby, Trump is changing the game. You hear me? He changing the game. So now if you working, you get to get food stamps. In the day, well, not even back in the day, as of late, if you not working, you get food stamps. But see, once I start working, y'all take them from me. See, once I start working, you take them from me, and then nobody can ever get ahead. See, that was the problem. But now Trump is about to change that thing. He's saying, nah, if you working, I think it's a certain amount of hours you got to work. Now I'm going to give you food stamps. Well, that's the best way for a person to get ahead. You know how many people working want to get food stamps? You know how many working families, husband and wife, making a decent income, wish they can get food stamps just to get a little leg up in life? Because that's all that it is. It's assistance to get you to where you don't need the government anymore. And guess what? They don't like that. They want you to always need government to take care of you. And Trump is coming in there to change that thing. He coming in there to say, hey, look, we don't need to take care of you. We can help you so you can then enable yourself to take care of yourself. That's exactly what we need.
I know you guys saw what Trump
Strong
said about
take.
food stamps and all the government assistance, Section 8, and it's about time. And I'm not trying to bash on anyone that is on Section 8 or food stamps, because that's you, do your thing. But so many people milk it. Like, there's so many people that could actually use the help and they can't because they work too much or whatever. They make too much. But how is that fair when you're literally just sitting home, not working, and you're getting all these benefits? Like, that's just not fair. And don't get me wrong, because I've been on food stamps before, and obviously I'm not on food stamps anymore. I was on it a couple years ago.
Obviously.
My son's about 7, so I remember when he was born, I did qualify for WIC, food stamps and all that. But Section 8 and food stamps and all those benefits are not made to, like, for you to stay on them forever. Like, I saw a
Right.
video on a woman that
Right,
said
absolutely.
she was on them since she was 19 and she's in her 30s. Like, girl, what do you mean? Like, go get a job and go provide for your 6 kids. Like, how are you gonna be on food stamps and rely on the government for, like, your entire life? You know what I mean?
Y'all know Uncle Trump didn't make that law about the food stamps, right? I don't know who needed to hear that. Y'all talking about some Trump said, if you don't work, he gonna take the stamps. That's not, baby. Biden been in office for 4 years, and that law has been a law for a little minute now. What is he talking about? I'm gonna speak for the state of Kansas and state of Missouri, because them are the states that I've been around. In the state of Kansas and in the state of Missouri, if you did not work at least 15 hours a week or have dependents, or like to even get childcare, you had to work at least 15 hours. I'm confused.
Which is nothing.
Or you had to be going to school. I'm confused on why y'all said Trump just made that a law. That has not just mysteriously just came up as a law. That's been one. Y'all have to stop believing stuff that y'all see on the internet and actually like know what you're talking about, because one person can make a video and everybody's gonna go wild in it. Just like that video that boy made about the baby daddies being able to carry the child on his taxes. That boy said he made that up and everybody went wild on it. Like, quit believing that everything you hear on the internet is not true. Trump did not do that. I am not sticking up for Trump. I'm just saying that you have to stop believing everything. And even if he did, where is your faith? You think God ain't gonna have your back? God feed the birds. Oh my God, read your Bible. Goodness gracious.
So now if you working, you can get food stamps.
Quite the
A
analogy.
certain amount of hours that you have to qualify for it. But now if you have a job, you can get food stamps. See, Trump know what he's doing. He got a lot of shit going on. He know how to rock it up.
Throat
He know how to,
tattoos,
like,
diabolical work.
Just make now. I'm not mad at it. Now, I'm not mad at it because we've been asking for food stamps. Just because we're in a working household, that does not mean, everyone should be qualified for food stamps. And this is good for people that is working because they do help out. So I'm not mad about it. But it's like he know what to do. And that's the thing when he be doing them stimmies. He likes to throw us a shut the fuck up. Don't look. Be blind to what I got going on.
This is that don't look, be blind. Now he's allowing food stamps. Trump is giving workers food stamps. And I'm not mad at it, but I know what it is. That's a stimmy. You're telling us that you want us to be blind, and we're not blind. We're not blind.
I mean, some of y'all are. It is what it is. But again, my stance will never change on people that are depending on these programs, lazying up. Like, there are people that have 2 jobs that are struggling more than people on Section 8. This is just facts. And I think we all at least know one person that has a job that's always broke. But meanwhile, someone that hasn't had a job in over 10 years keeps popping out kids are living the best lives, you know, under a budget, but nonetheless, they don't have to work. So they're living the best lives. I keep saying the most consistent thing in life is change. And this is just another era that change is happening, you know, and you could either be proactive and get ahead of the game, get yourself a job, develop a skill, start a new career, or you could be reactive and you're just crying on TikTok all day, hoping that somebody gives it there. Appreciate you guys for making it to the end of the video.